Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Banter in the Box, episode 56. It's the game week 13 review. Not a lot happened off the pitch this week, but with nearly every single team in the Premier League playing twice, plenty happened on the pitch. Just two managers went into the transfer market this week, and as we got to the end of November, it was congratulations to Gobi Desert Canoe Club's Pops Hoxby, who took a first manager of the month award, £10 to Pops at the end of the season for that. So in your game week 13 review, we have got your game week 13 winners and losers. We've got to try a little Tinderness, a manager of the season shake-up, and your normal manager of the season update. So here are your game week 13 winners. Take a bow. Napoli manager Lee Poulter, who climbed one place to 14th in the table this week. That is a season high for Lee. Chairman's Choice takes about up 2 places to 11th. That's the highest position I've occupied since the opening week of the season. Take a bow also Arden Diamonds manager Steve Holmes, the #1 rated manager in the Family Fantasy Football League, the only man to win 4 FFFL titles. Steve climbed 2 places to 5th with a highest weekly total, personal highest weekly total. It was a double game week this week, so lots of people did get personal highest weekly totals. But Steve's personal highest weekly total took him up 2 places to 5th, and that's a season high for Mr. Holmes. He is well in the hunt for a record 5th Family Fantasy Football League crown. And take a bow, Hatch United manager Neil Hatch. He registered his 2nd weekly win of the season to stay top of the table, and he also set a new season high 108 weekly points last week. That's putting him in pole position for that £10 prize money for the highest weekly total of the season. Although there is a long way to go, it will probably be topped before the end of the season. So they are your game week 13 winners. And on the other side of the coin, here are your game week 13 losers. Hide your head in shame. Sweet Foden Lion FC manager Tyler Bound dropped 2 places to 12th this week, despite himself scoring a personal highest weekly total, and that's the lowest position Tyler's occupied since game week 4 in this his debut season. Hide your head also Ostrich Bar Stewards manager Steve Maloney, the biggest fallers this week, down 4 places to 13th. You have to go back over a year, 22nd of October 2020, the last time Steve Maloney was so low in the Family Fantasy Football League table. Hide your head in shame. Jimmy S's under 11s fell 1 place to 29th into the relegation zone. That's the lowest position James has occupied since game week 6. A former FFFL champion is having an embarrassing season. And our final game week 13 loser, the biggest loser of the lot, Her Majesty's Secret Cervix manager George Irving, stayed 2nd bottom of the table, but scored just 10 points this week. That was the lowest scorer of game week 13. So they are your game week 13 losers. And the game week 13 winners and losers have added significance going forward, but more on that later. Try a little Tinderness. Now, Never the Boys manager Jock Hoxby up in Edinburgh with his mate, nice apartment, Edinburgh, great city, and he's enjoying the single life. But he has been trying his hand at online dating for a few months now, and so far no success. But this week he changed his profile picture. There it is. Doesn't he look handsome devil? And it really done the trick, because all of a sudden loads and loads of hot women were swiping right. He was getting matches left, right and centre, and he thought, fantastic, new profile picture is working wonderfully well. And still until he started reaching out for them, and they started saying, oh, no, it wasn't you I was swiping right on, it was that good looking guy in the background. That was the guy they were swiping right on. Oh, the humanity, Jack. How heartbreaking. Never mind, buddy. Keep trying. Manager of the season update. Now, it's been very, very quiet for a few weeks now. I don't know what you lot are up to. Nothing fun happening. No quotes of the weeks. No interesting stories about other managers. All been very, very dull. So the manager of the season points have been scarce. So I decided to shake things up. I decided to look back since the opening week of the season at all of the people who had been game week winners and give them a manager of the season point. But I also decided to look at all the managers that had been game week losers throughout the season and dock a manager of the season point. And after I'd completed that exercise, this is what the new manager of the season table looks like. Tyler Bound loses a point this week because he was a game week 13 loser, so he drops to joint 13th. You can't go into minus points, so if you're a game week loser but you don't have any points, you just stay at zero. You don't lose a point. Lee Poulter was a game week 13 winner, so he jumps to joint 9th on 3 points. Steve Holmes and yours truly were game week 13 winners, so they climbed to joint 5th on 4 points. And Neil Hatch was a game week 13 winner, so he goes 2 points clear at the top of the manager of the season table. Mark Benwell second on 15 points, and Pops Hoxby and Simon Hoxby joint third on 6 points each. Neil Hatch top of the league table and at the moment top of the manager of the season table. Remember, the manager of the season, as well as winning kudos for being crowned manager of the season, earns £15 million worth of free tactical gambits to use next season. Who the fuck is that? This was the picture that rolled over last week and was worth 4 points, but to get those 4 points you had to name both managers. You didn't get anything for just getting one of them, and I'm not going to let you know of your two guesses whether one of them were correct. I'm just going to tell you whether your guess was right or wrong, but for it to be right you need to get both managers correct. Just 3 managers had a go this week, and these are generally the only 3 managers that ever seem to bother about winning the manager of the season. Benny United manager Mark Benwell, he thought that was a picture of Racing 1895's John Tustin and the Appleys United's Marie Appley. That, Mark, was an incorrect guess. Hatch United manager Neil Hatch thought that it was a picture of Coldplay United's Martin Maloney and No Happy Endings Di Maloney. That, Mr. Hatch, was an incorrect guess. And Lyndon's Lovely's manager Joe Hoxby thought that it was a picture of herself, and Never the Boys manager Jack Hoxby. Well, Joe, that was an incorrect guess. So, no change to the manager of the season table that I just showed you, and this is rolling over for a 3rd week. Next week it will be worth 6 manager of the season points. So that is your episode 56 of the Banter in the Box series. Remember, on the Who the Fuck Is That, you only get 1 guess per week. We'll be back next week. Thinking of doing a new segment, Chairman Chats, where I interview a family fantasy football league manager, record it and then play the video as part of Banter in the Box. Anyone think that would be worth watching? Let me know if you would be interested in either being interviewed or if you would like to nominate another family fantasy football league manager to be interviewed. We'll see how we go. I'm scratching around to be honest, getting a bit desperate. 9 views for the last 2 Banter in the boxes. Might give up with these soon. Have a good week. Stay safe. Until next week. Bye bye.